Greetings, everybody. This is Winnie Wriggle, and welcome back to Direwolf20's 1.16 Modpack. We're in episode 18, and we are standing in our teleporter room again because I have a surprise for you. Let's just go here. Yeah, we're in the jungle because today we're going to play around with nature's aura. I have to tell you, I am hoping today's episode ends up being a love letter to Ellpeck for his latest mod. I absolutely adored Actually Additions, but it is no longer being updated. So this is his next masterpiece, Nature's Aura, and I am very excited to get into this mod. And of course, it's raining. While we wait for the storm to pass, let's take a look at our project box. The first thing we're going to need, of course, is a book of natural aura. It's not that hard to craft. This is just a couple pieces of paper, any sapling, and some leather. This is your instruction manual for everything related to this mod. Important to read the introduction. It talks about aura, which is the concept this mod centers around. It is the notion that aura is present everywhere around us in the world, and we have to achieve a sort of balance between using aura to do things and producing aura in order to balance our use of it. Another key thing about the book, there is a shortcut to the advancements tab in the book, which will be extremely useful. You can walk through the mod progression by following the advancements. We've already, of course, made the Nature's Aura manual, so we've achieved pages of discovery. Apparently, we've been around the world enough that we've been in an area with aura that has positive aura imbalance. And so now we want to go on to the next step, which is to achieve time equals brilliance, which is creating and harvesting a brilliant tree. In our project box are all the materials we're going to need to get started today. So we will start with a brilliant tree. We need saplings, a little bit of grass, some gold nuggets, and some leaves. I'm using jungle leaves because we're in the jungle, but you can use any kind of leaves. So in order to make a brilliant tree, the first thing we need to do is craft brilliant fiber. And of course, here is the recipe of the items I just mentioned. So let's craft up a whole stack of this because we're going to need it. Now I'm going to plant a sapling or two. I'm just kind of scatter them. The circles on the ground are just marking out where we're going to put some of the mod's multi-blocks once we get a little bit further along. But for right now, we just want to grow these saplings, hopefully into normal sized trees. Can we do a thing? There we go. There's another one, and yay, it's nighttime. Let's go sleep off this thunderstorm. It's another glorious morning in Minecraft. Okay, now we're going to take this brilliant fiber that we crafted, and we're going to right-click it on one of the leaves on the trees. And if I'll turn on my tooltips, you can see that this leaf, as opposed to the ones next to it, which say oak leaf, this one now says golden leaves. So we're going to do that at least once on every tree, so that we get a golden leaf, and then we wait. Now you can see over time that the trees we've clicked with the brilliant fiber are slowly turning golden. And just a note, I did turn up the random tick speed on the game to speed this process along, and we'll return it back to normal in just a second. In my estimation, in real time, it would take probably a full Minecraft day to convert all the trees to golden leaves, and you can tell they're completely done because they're actually producing aura particles. They're so cool. Now we need to harvest these. You can do it by breaking each leaf and get a gold leaf, or you can just cut down the tree itself. And there we have a whole bunch of gold leaves. These are a key crafting ingredient for the Nature's Aura mod. You can also use them in a crafting table to create gold powder. We're going to need a lot of this as well in crafting, so I'm going to go ahead and convert all of those. And let's go ahead and harvest the rest of these trees. They're so pretty. Just as an FYI to builders who may be wanting to use the leaves, sadly, you cannot collect them as a leaf. You would have to be in creative. Silk touch and shears do not work on them. They will always drop the golden leaves. Now that we have some gold powder and gold leaf, the next step is to open up our Book of Natural Aura and take a look at the Ritual of the Forest. So the Ritual of the Forest is a crafting mechanism. You create a multi-block and then you will use it to craft items for the mod. Here is what the multi-block looks like. It's a bunch of wooden stands with a bunch of the gold dust that we created from the leaves with a sapling in the middle. The idea is that you place items on the stands, put a sapling in the middle, and then once it grows, the ritual will activate and craft the thing that you're trying to make. So let's create this multi-block. We can use the book to click the visualize button, and you can see there's a ghostly image of the multi-block. I'm going to right click again to make it stay here so I can see it while I craft the items for it. So we're going to need those wooden stands, which are any log and leaf. I believe I have some jungle logs. And we only need, well, let's make 16. I think it's only 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Now we'll take our gold powder and put it on the spots here. This acts very similar to redstone. If you set it down, it connects up. Yay! And then once we have placed ingredients on the wooden stands, we can put a sapling in the middle and even use bone meal to grow it to speed up the process to complete a ritual. So let's look at the kinds of things we can craft that might be useful to us. Under the natural items section, the very first thing that you have available to craft as you're working through the mod is an environmental eye. This will come in very handy. It'll let you know what levels of aura are in the area that you are in. And so let's go ahead and craft one of those. We're going to need a spider's eye, a gold leaf, a gold ingot, and another gold leaf, and a sapling, of course. So I believe this is shapeless crafting. It doesn't actually matter where you set these as long as they are in the ritual area. I just find it easier to match the picture to make sure I've gotten everything we need. And now we're going to put a sapling in the middle. And if I bone meal it to make it grow, you can see the particle effects. Crafting is happening. So again, this is just this mod's beginning crafting mechanism. It consumed the items, and we should get the tree converted, into the environmental eye. So we got an achievement. Suddenly I see. Now that we have crafted our environmental eye, if we put it on our hotbar, you can see a bar in the upper left-hand area of my screen that says aura around. You'll also notice as I move this way, that bar goes up. That is what these little pretty things are for. These are aura blooms. They occur naturally in the world. They are an indication that an area has a particularly high level of aura. I deliberately picked this island in this beautiful jungle setting because it had aura blooms on it, which meant we were going to have a good source of aura to begin with. If we pop back over to our base with our environmental eye and our hotbar, you can see that our aura levels here in the upper left-hand side of the screen are lower. It's about half. One good thing to know is if you find yourself in a place where there's not exactly a whole bunch of aura around, or you're consuming too much aura in an area, the mod does provide you with ways to create aura. And there's actually an entire section in the book called Creating Aura. It gives you a little bit of overview on the importance of creating it and the devices that you can use to monitor it and correct the aura imbalance in your area. But the first item we have that we can use to create aura are ancient trees. In order to grow an ancient tree, we're going to have to make an ancient sapling. To do that, we're going to use the Ritual of the Forest multi-block we just made and create some saplings. The recipe includes an oak sapling, sugarcane, poppy, dandelion, gold leaf, and wheat seeds. And I have forgot my dandelions. Let me run back to base. I think I'm growing dandelions over here. Yes, I am. Let's get a stack of those. There we go. Back to the jungle. Bloop. I love that so much. Okay, here we go. Sapling, sugarcane, poppy, dandelion, gold leaf, wheat seed. Then we take another sapling and put it in the middle. Then grab a little bone meal. Grow the sapling. Whoops. And there goes the crafting. Consumes the items. And hopefully we'll get... Yeah! Ancient saplings. Now these are actually stunning trees. Key piece of information about the ancient saplings is they will provide aura to the current area, but at the expense of their leaves. So their leaves will die over time as the aura is consumed. So let's grow one back here. Do a thing. There we go. I love the way their roots kind of bloop out. And they're just a spectacular. I forget I have flight. Their leaves are just a spectacular color. It's beautiful. So they will be a very useful early game way to provide aura to your crafting in this mod. In addition to the crafting ingredients that you get from the brilliant trees, we also need to talk about aura bottling. So we're going to need to make some bottles and corks. That's just a glass bottle and a piece of wood. And by right-clicking with these bottles in the overworld, the nether, and the end, we will get different bottles of different kinds of aura. In the overworld, we get bottled sunlight, while in the nether, we get bottled ghosts, and in the end, we get bottled darkness. So let's make some bottles with corks. And you can use any vanilla wood with a glass bottle, and we get a bottle and cork. I'm going to go ahead and make a whole stack of them. The first kind of aura we can bottle is sunlight. If you just take the bottles and right-click on air, we get bottled sunlight. Very exciting. Now, let's run over to our two other dimensions. And this is where I have set up more RF Tools teleportation systems, one in the end and one in the nether. So we can pop into the nether. We're in our nether fortress. And we can take an empty bottle of cork. Now we have bottled ghosts from the nether. Let's use our teleportation one more time and pop over to the end. The end of fortress, actually. So I didn't want to hop too many dimensions at once. Bloop! Give things a second to load in there. Okay, and then let's bottle up some ender air. We get bottled darkness. Very cool. And of course now I don't have a way back from here. That's hilarious. Well, Blaze. This should take us back to our last slept in bed. Yeah, in the jungle. That worked out very well. We'll change this one to dial back to our ravine base permanently so we can hop back and forth if we need to. And get off my lawn! Get out of my tree, creeper! Wait, seriously? That's my tree! No! Don't blow my stuff. That reminds me, I should probably claim this area so we don't get any creeper damage. We can do that with our FTP Tools chunks. All right. Okay, now that we have a bottled up air from multiple dimensions, we'll put those in our chest to use as crafting ingredients. And now let's move on to the practical side of the mod, and that is the next multi-block that actually lets you convert items into useful things. So what we're going to want to make is the natural altar. It's a pretty simple multi-block. Again, it has a little visualization option in the book, so you can set it down and take a look at it. This is all going to be very familiar. It's just stone brick, the center block, which we'll create in the Ritual of the Forest. That's called the natural altar. And then a couple of golden stone bricks, and those are pretty easy to create as well. So let's take our visualization and center it in, maybe down here, a bit like that. Sure. Okay. That's what it's going to look like. So let's craft our natural altar. And that is going to be another Ritual of the Forest. It's just going to be stone, gold, and a token of joy. So first we need to make a token of joy, which is another Ritual of the Forest crafting mechanism. And that's where we needed the bottled sunlight. So we need bottled sunlight, a torch, any flower, gold leaf, iron, and an apple. So here we go. Sunlight, torch, flower, gold leaf, iron, apple. And then we're going to need to put down our little magic dust here. And then, of course, as always, the finishing touch, a sapling that we can grow to begin the ritual. This will give us the token of joy that we need, and we get 2 for every craft, which is great. So we'll need this to create the natural altar. So stone, gold, stone, stone, token of joy, gold leaf. Stone, gold, stone, stone, token of joy, gold leaf, and the magic powder. And a sapling that we grow. I really love this animation. It's beautiful. Give me my natural altar. Boom. While we wait for this to finish, you can see the aura measurement in the upper left-hand side of the screen. We've actually been consuming aura by crafting these things. And there's our natural altar. Yay! Okay, the last thing we need to make to complete our multi-block are some of these golden stone bricks. They're just brilliant fiber and stone bricks. I think we just need 8 of them. I'll make 16 just in case. I also need chiseled stone brick because I can't remember how to make it. There we go. There's 3 of them. Okay, so we have our stone bricks, our oak planks, our natural altar, our chiseled stone bricks, and golden stone bricks. First, I'm going to dig out where those blocks are going to need to go. Okay, now we can place stone brick, stone brick, stone brick, stone brick. Then let's do our wood. That, and then the chiseled stone brick. Da-da, 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 da-da. And then let's put our outside 2 stone bricks on the tall columns. And then our golden stone brick. Ta-da! And then the last thing to do is put the natural aura in the middle. Yay! And we got an achievement, empowered. Oh, and look at it, collecting aura. And I think with our eye on our inventory, you can see the altar collecting aura from the area around it. It's pretty cool. So as the altar fills up with aura for us to use in crafting, let's take a look at some of the things we can make. So we can make infused iron in our natural altar. The infused iron can be used to make tools and weapons. I would call them equivalent to iron. The botanist leggings, shoes, chest plate, and headwear. And the way you make infused iron is to throw or right-click a piece of regular iron onto the altar, and it slowly converts into infused iron. Yay, another advancement. So you can do this It's a fairly fast process if you just need to make a few. You can also automate this by putting a hopper and chest underneath, or even item cables, which we will do in the future. But for now, I think I just want to make a handful of these and maybe craft the hoe. The botanist's hoe will need some ancient wood. Excuse me, tree, can I borrow some of this? Not actually going to give it back, but, you know, thank you. There we've made some ancient wood rods. Now we can make the botanist's hoe. I also want to craft the botanist's pickaxe and the botanist's axe, because they have some cool features. So a botanist's hoe will give you seeds, and all the vanilla seeds. Like I just got melon seeds from grass. How cool is that? Nice. Okay, the botanist's axe. We need something to test it on. Let's go down here. Botanist's axe. One hits leaves. Harvest them. Look at that, how easy. Yes, I have the leaf breaking sounds turned off because of the botany pots in the main base. So super fast leaf destruction with the botanist's axe. Now the botanist's pickaxe is very cool. I think it converts things that can have mossy variants to and from their variant. Oh, there we go. So you can right click on a regular stone brick and make it mossy. How great is that? And it doesn't cost me vines. Oh, sweet. Well, we've already made 3 of them. We might as well make the shovel as well. It's got some nifty tricks. There we go. Botanist shovel. Well, first it has the ability to turn dirt back into grass. Look at that. And, hold on, let's put all this back to grass. And look how wide the paths it makes. It makes a 3x3 path. How cool is that? Oh, we have a path to our area. Oh, and if you shift, you get back to 1 path block at a time. Carefully. I keep making it. Oh, and it's gone. Okay. These tools can also be enchanted with efficiency and unbreaking 3 and all of the usual things. In addition to the natural altar, there is a nether equivalent called the crimson altar. You'll need it to do some of the other conversions. The recipe is fairly straightforward. You can either use crimson planks or warped plank in its construction, and then it requires some nether brick and then golden nether brick, which, just like the golden stone brick, is just nether bricks with some brilliant fiber. We're not going to get deep into the crafting in this episode. This is just mostly about how to set up the basic crafting mechanisms for Nature's Aura and get you started in the mod. Ellpeck, this is definitely a love letter kind of episode. I am very, very pleased with this mod. It's brilliant. The crafting mechanisms are gorgeous, and it feels very tied with nature, as I'm sure you intended. One of the last things I want to go over real quick, in addition to the aura bloom that we saw here in this area that are indicators of areas with high aura, there are also a couple of others. One in a desert, if you look for aura cactus, they look something like this. Little aura cactus in a desert. This means this is a high area of aura concentration. You can tell, look at our aura indicator in the upper left. It's like maxed out. That's amazing. The other items you can find on a mushroom island, you will see aura mushrooms, and then in the nether, crimson aura fungus. And that's kind of scattered all the way around the place. I've actually picked up a few and have them back at the base. In addition to all the crafting of useful tools and armor, there are also a bunch of useful items in here. If you look under the natural items selection, as you progress through the mod, these will open up. Here is the Eye of the Blaze is a great example. It works just like an Eye of Ender, except instead of finding end fortresses, it'll find the closest nether fortress. Eye of the Pillager does something similar. It finds the nearest pillager outpost. Eye of the Shulker also finds the nearest end city in the end. Yeah, that would have been useful when we were in the end earlier. Sheesh. Another useful tool is the Mystical Magnifier. This will tell you the devices that you can make. It'll show their range of operation. Oh, this is cool. There's also a nether version of bone meal called Crimson Meal that lets you work on netherwort plants. Nice. There is a ton of stuff yet to explore in this amazing mod, but I think that's all we have time for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, please leave a like. If you'd like to keep up with what's going on the channel, don't hesitate to subscribe. And remember, as always, you are the shiny stuff that awesome is made of. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.